What's up, everybody? Happy 2021. This is episode number 29, Conscious Approach Podcast. JV Wins is here. Dave De Niro G is here, back for another video. We are going to add our 2 cents to the Dwayne Haskins, firing Dwayne Haskins, NFL quarterback, formerly of the Washington football team. I still call them the Redskins. Personally, but
they Washington, man.
They're the Washington football team.
That's it. Yeah, leave it at that.
Yeah, so the Washington football team, starting quarterback Dwayne Haskins, was making a fool of his career up to this point. And so after having a bad game, having a bad go of it for the season, and then on top of having a bad go of it for the season, giving the franchise a negative PR experience by the way of a party involving strippers and all sorts of assorted foolish activity. Mm-hmm. The Reds, dang, I almost didn't see it. It's a reflex. The Washington football team decided to release him. So he is now unemployed as a professional football player. And there have been all sorts of outside ancillary conversations going on about him and other things that I thought that this was just going to be a sports story, but apparently not, which is my surprise at why the fallout from this particular situation. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's an unemployed NFL starting professional quarterback, and others have lent their 2 cents to the situation. So I figured we would do the same. Did you think that this was just a sports story, or did you have thoughts that were beyond sports when it came to Haskins?
I guess I just thought it was a sports story, but
that's what I thought.
The thing was, honestly, I'm not paying attention to the Redskins like that.
You just did it. The Redskins.
It's the football team.
You gotta break the habit. Yeah, I know.
But, obviously, I'm not paying attention to the football team like that.
Yeah.
But Dwayne Haskins, I was never really. He never really, was somebody on my radar like that. So I just kind of didn't really pay attention to it. But once they released him, and then, I would say that when they said that they found a picture with him and the strippers, no mask, mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Obviously it's all good to hang out, I get it. But bro, me and you both know, if you're not performing, you don't need to be with the strippers on social media. That's just how I see it. You know what I'm saying? You just stunk up the joint, bro. You know what I'm saying? You need to be in the film room. That's technically what it should be. Some people say, oh, you just have fun. But ultimately, bro, Dwayne Haskins, he didn't take his career serious, bro.
That much is clear. I think that we can agree on that.
It's kind of, I don't want to say, sad, I guess. But it
is sad. You can be sad because it's like a squandered opportunity. And,
young, I know the coach had, Ron Rivera, the head coach, he had cancer too. Mm-hmm. So, I'm pretty sure that he got to interact with his quarterback.
Sure.
And here you are hanging around, no mask, at a party. And I'm pretty sure, being that this man just got out of chemo, he might be more susceptible to some virus than anybody else.
That is a good point.
So, I think he should have, that's just kind of it's sad because it's so many, careless things, like you said, with the opportunity that you have.
Right.
And, I guess some people try to make it into the whole articles about, some people try to make it a race thing.
That's what surprised. That's what threw me for.
And it's just bro, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Accountability. If he was performing, it wouldn't have been no issue. But we can't say he don't have opportunity. But it goes to show, bro, bro, anybody can fall. We think people, one day the NFL quarterback started, the next day you can be cut if you don't have no accountability. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, Dwayne Haskins chose the lifestyle, which is kind of, when we talk about social media, especially new age athletes, it sucks because I don't want to say it sucks, but there's this thing now where if you come out of high school and you fucking top 20 in the nation, bro, you already got clout before you even do anything at the next level.
Yeah.
So you got the opportunity to have a fan base before you even perform.
Yeah.
And so it's tricky.
It is tricky. Look, three things about this three smaller points before I get into my larger point, because when you mentioned the race thing, that's what I wanted to touch on, because I was surprised that we are still at this point, even in 2021 now. But Number one, historically, there just isn't a good track record for Ohio State quarterbacks. That's like my sports angle. Is
True.
if you looked at Braxton Miller and you look at Terrell Pryor and you look at even now Dwayne Haskins and Cardale Jones, and there ain't a good track record with these Ohio State quarterbacks, not at the next level, not recently. So I don't know whether that is. I think that there's a correlation there. I'm not arguing causation, but I think there's a correlation as to the fact that all of these guys. Now I'm pretty sure that they all have varying levels of self-discipline and senses of responsibility. So I'm not trying to lump them all in the same boat. I just find it interesting that all of these quarterbacks who come from Ohio State tend to not succeed at the next level.
And I say this though, and I think that's a good point. I know that. I didn't think about that, but that's because if you know football, if you know football, we know the Big Ten is one of the slower conferences. You know, when it comes to like
they
SEC,
play that bruising, running football
bruising.
defense. Yeah.
So like a Terrell Pryor or Cordell, these guys are good athletes, but they're not great athletes. But in the Big Ten, you can kind of get there and you can be a little bit better as opposed to Terrell Pryor's at Florida or he was at Alabama. Like it's a reason, you know what I'm saying? So the Big Ten football is bruising, slow, and you know that's just what it is. And I think that's part of it. But on the side note, that boy just feels he looked
good. Yeah, he looked good. He looked good yesterday. Yeah, he looked real good.
Yeah.
But the Ohio State angle, that was my first takeaway. My second smaller takeaway is what was that? When it comes to the whole coronavirus thing, you just can't not have a mask. Like I get it. Like it's instinctive, even still, for some people to say the threat of the coronavirus is not posed to me, but you still have to maintain some level of culpability and responsibility for just being a part of helping to fix this problem as opposed to exacerbating the problem. So and I'm speaking for myself. I'm someone who still hates wearing masks. I don't like wearing masks.
I wear mine. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get a little better, but
no, I wear it where I have to. So I'm not gonna go to a grocery store without a mask on. I'm gonna wear it. You know, so it's a situation where even if you feel like this thing is overblown or that it doesn't affect you, there's just not you just have to have compassion for the situation and just maintain this. You have to maintain the perspective that even if I don't care about this, I have to be a part of the solution, not the problem. Not part of the problem. So let me just wear this mask and be a part of the solution, because the faster everybody gets on board with this nonsense, the faster we can get past it and move on. So, the COVID-19 part is completely valid as to why there was such a big fallout. Thirdly, and this is one thing that's always kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and this is where I kind of have sympathy for him. Ultimately, I feel as though he got what he deserved because he did not take enough time to be disciplined enough to be serious about perfecting his craft and become the best possible player that he can be. He had other things going on that were taking priority in addition to him becoming a quarterback. So ultimately, he got what he deserved, quite frankly.
But they were quick to cut him.
They were quick to cut him, but you said it. You said he wasn't playing well. So the thing is, with me, the thing with me, when it comes to these professional athletes, and we talked about this when we did the video about Michael Vick, it always rubs me the wrong way, the way people try to hold these athletes to this standard.
Like they're not
human. Like they're not human.
It's crazy.
It's like just because this person is rich and plays sports doesn't mean he's not human. I don't like it when we want to engage in righteous indignation and try to criticize these guys for doing things like hanging out at strip clubs. He's a human man. What human man doesn't like going to strip clubs?
I get it.
Hold on. But my thing is just it's the judgment that comes along with that. People are criticizing the fact that he is hanging out at strip clubs because there is this belief that we have adopted when it comes to professional athletes that you are supposed to be above board.
I think it was timing for him.
I understand that, but it's the thing. The thing about it is, if you take the COVID-19 thing away and you just talk about the fact that he was at the strip club, there would be criticism with that. Still. Yeah. So my whole thing is, it has always rubbed me the wrong way when we try to strip the humanity away from these guys and try to sort of engage in righteous indignation and try to make it seem like there's something inherently wrong with the fact that he was hanging out with strippers. Like, I would love to hang out with strippers. You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, like, my whole point with that is that he's just human. True. That's it. So, like,
he made mistakes.
He did make mistakes, but, that's just the smaller, because you had a lot of people who were choosing that particular thing to pinpoint specifically. The part about the hanging out with the strippers, not about the mask, and not about him not playing good.
Not about the coach
but about the fact that he was hanging out with strippers. And it's like, so what? Maybe you need to go hang out with some strippers so you can loosen up.
Some people, everybody don't like to see other people having a good time.
That's fine. That's fine. I get it, but I don't like it. That's the thing. And he's not the first one that they've given that sort of treatment to. I don't like righteous indignation. It bothers me. Everybody is just because you're rich doesn't mean you can't have fun with strippers. Just because you're rich and you're a pro athlete, it doesn't mean that you're inhuman and you can't go to a club. Like, you want this guy to sit in a bubble and not live his life. That's completely unreasonable. I get that we're talking about a situation where he also, now when you mix in him not playing well and you mix in the whole aspect of the no mask wearing and the coach had cancer and all that, and you exposing yourself to other people, that's when it becomes sticky. But if you just remove those two elements, I'm just focusing on the fact that there are people who are harping on the fact that he was hanging out with strippers. And I firmly believe that there would have been less criticism heaped upon him if he was at a dinner with no mask and playing poorly, as opposed to being hanging out with strippers with no mask and playing poorly. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
And so I think people harped on that. That's my only thing. But let me just say this one thing, because this was my overall bigger point. And I laughed out loud when you had a lot of these people. Like, I was watching one of these gas bagging shows on ESPN. You got these commentators and all of these NFL people who want to critique. And I get it. It's a job. Your job is to commentate sports. So I'm not, casting aspersions upon them for saying these things on TV. But I just wish that there would have been at least one person on national television who didn't go to this point. But everybody on these networks was talking about the whole racial aspect. Now, look. Maybe in the days of Warren Moon and Cordell Stewart and Michael Vick, it would have made more sense to talk about the responsibility of the black quarterback. Mm-hmm. But we have got to move past that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say that. Now, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. This is my opinion. You can have your own. It's a free country. But I think at this point in time, we need to move on from this narrative of the plight of the black quarterback and the responsibilities of the black quarterback. And the reason why I say that is because the pendulum is swung. All right. At the start of this season, there were 10 starting black quarterbacks in the NFL, the most ever. There are 32 teams in the league. So a third of the teams in the NFL have black quarterbacks. Now, when you combine that with the fact that every skill position player on offense, as well as most of the impact players on defense, so like, the linebackers and the right and left tackles and all of that, are already dominated by black people, we have firmly supplanted ourselves as the dominant force in these respective sports. And if there is any arena in this country that sees black people being afforded a certain level of humanity and respect, it is within the realm of professional sports. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to move past this idea that the black quarterback is sort of burdened with the responsibility of upholding the good card carrying name of the black quarterback. Because you got 10 of these guys here at the start of the season: Cam Newton, Teddy Bridgewater, Haskins, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Tyrod Taylor, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, all started the season as a starter. Now, Dak Prescott got hurt, but I still count him because he'd still be starting even if he didn't get hurt. Now, Tyrod is out of there, Haskins is out of there. So right now you got 8 out of 32, 25%. So, enough with the black quarterback thing. And I just got exhausted by hearing this narrative about the black quarterback for 2 or 3 days at a time as people were talking about this story. I understand it. It's a talking point, and I guess it's a narrative that won't go away, or maybe a lot of people feel as though it doesn't necessarily need to go away. But it is just my opinion. I maintain the perspective that at this point in 2021, maybe we can afford to just let that one go, because that might have been a battle that we have won. That might be an aspect of this whole racial conversation that has been conquered, especially when you talk about the context of sports, because I'm on the record saying that I'm uncomfortable with the fact that so much of the plight of the Black American is tethered to what Black athletes have to say on any particular issue. I'm uncomfortable with that. I wish that we listened to more Black engineers, astronauts, and scientists and business people personally, but that's just me, as opposed to strictly pro athletes and entertainers. But if we gonna be talking about pro athletes specifically, I think we can let that cause go, in my opinion. I think we moved past that. But I guess not, because that's all that these gas bags and commentators seem to want to talk about, is how Dwayne Haskins failed the Black athlete or the Black quarterback.
That's a lot. But, yo, I'm with you. Okay. But, damn. So I'll say this. I think because of history and how this country was built, and dealing with the racial tension, slavery, and stuff like this, I think there's a huge, huge cloud that surrounds the African American community. But now it's so more that I think everybody nowadays, you know what I'm saying? I think it's not about a race thing, but I'm just going to specifically speak to Dwayne Haskins because he's African American. So I think what bothers me is we can't escape the thought, or we're not embracing opportunity. I think we harp too much on things that we feel that's not going right, and I think that's a big problem. And I feel like even in Dwayne Haskins' shoes, regardless of what, opportunity is there. And I think as a whole, we not cherishing opportunity. You know what I mean? And I don't think we're really understanding that opportunity is real. And, unfortunately, these media outlets, because regardless if it's athletes or person who writes the news, what makes this whole dynamic of life and people so freaking crazy is, at the end of the day, no matter if I play sports or I write a news article, I'm a human being. So the person who's writing that article for fucking ESPN or Miami Herald, who's to say this guy's not just writing what sounds good and morally he might, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all this stuff is rejected. And everybody got to say, some people read from CNN, some people gonna read. So, you know what I mean? And I think all that is causing people not to understand that there's just opportunity. And I think, like I said, even with all the Black quarterbacks still in the NFL right now, things like that, I can honestly say, Dwayne Haskins, it would have been nice, like, so I don't know his background, but, maybe he should have been, like, really, I know he's just an NFL quarterback, but, like, understand opportunity. And I think for
So you feel like he squandered his opportunity?
I mean, not as of right now, it is because he might get picked up, but, like, he hasn't got picked up. You don't know, bro. Like, NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
But I think just as a whole society, people in general, there's this cloud that society creates that keeps people from understanding the true meaning of opportunity. And I think that's what concerns me with people, because it's easy to harp on things that don't go your way. Like, it's easy to say, back, like we say, I talk about all the time, like, I get it, slavery, we get it, Harriet Tubman, we get all these things. But, bro, it's 2021, like, my life is different than Harriet Tubman's. And, like, we got so much opportunity that, like, if Harriet Tubman had Instagram, she wouldn't have had to come back. She would have been video chatting people. You know what I mean? Like, so we have evolved. Now, the systemic part of racism, that's always going to be here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's America. But at this point, I don't even think it's like you say, white or black, man. Like, technically, we damn near all slaves to social media and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just feel, I wish people would focus more on opportunity. And, Dwayne Haskins clearly was an example of not taking advantage of
I
opportunity.
got you. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And that comes with then you're subject to this guy who writes the Miami Herald. So it just sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
All the way around the board.
Yeah. Especially like when you do bring economics into the situation and you look at the statistics, like, and I've said this a million times, I guess I'll continue to say it, like by and large in this country, Black people are still the most disproportionately disenfranchised, especially when you talk about economic standing. So it is unfortunate when you see a Black person, in this case a Black man, Dwayne Haskins, who essentially forfeited his opportunity to break from that mold.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate to see that. And I agree with what you're saying. I do think that we could take away from that. It could be representative of one's propensity for not taking advantage of opportunity. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think, I thought that this was purely a sports story, man. And, the first, but I know I'm agreeing with what you're saying. It's just, my thoughts just kind of thinking through it. Like the thing that I took away from this, and it was a sense of disappointment for me, if I'm going to sort of pierce the veil and sort of analyze what I took away from Haskins, is like, I've said in the past that I think a Black pro athlete's kryptonite is an Instagram model. Right, like I've said that before. Now, I don't specifically mean an Instagram model per se, but what I mean is I think the pursuit of women is the ultimate downfall of a Black professional athlete. And I think that this applies exclusively to Black athletes because I've been following this my whole life. I don't see as many instances of white athletes having their careers adversely affected by the advent of the pursuit of women. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe it happens, but if it does, it happens at a far less rate. I'm just not seeing it. But I see it with us, and there's just this inextricable bond that we seem to have with the pursuit of females, and I think that bond sort of gets perpetuated by the advent of money and resources. And I think that if you are not strong-willed and you don't have discipline, and you don't come from a good environment that was able to instill values of discipline within you, you can fall victim to this dynamic. And that was the first thing that I thought of, is like I've time and time again seen too many of these Black athletes succumb to the pursuit of women, and they forfeit their careers in the process. And it really does, it bothers me because, it bothers me because like, we know what there's this idea floating around today that most women that believe themselves to be physically attractive, at least they believe themselves to be that way, they pursue a guy who retains the 3 6s. The 3 6s is what entails a high value man. So those 3 6s being 6 feet tall, 6-pack abs, and a 6-figure income. Right? So that is the theorem upon which the idea of the high value man is derived.
That's crazy.
Now that I didn't make that up. I'm just saying that's what the research is. Now my thing is, if you're a professional athlete, you have the 6-figure income,
6'3",
you should have the 6-pack abs. You're a pro athlete. I would imagine that you work out, right? But generally speaking, let's just count that. Let's count that. And then let's say that you do have the 6 foot of height. So at that point, you retain all 3 of the 6 elements of what constitutes a high value man. And therefore, I feel as though you have reached a point in life in which high value women, and when I say high value, I'm not talking about their intangibles, I'm just talking about their looks. High value women will pursue you, and you don't need to actually put any work in. They come to you. That's the idea about this whole thing, is you reach a certain point in life in which you have self-actualized in such a way that the pursuit of women is no longer something that is viable for you. You don't have to do any work. They come to you. So it just disappoints me when these guys get caught up in the pursuit of women to the point where it adversely affects their career, and they end up, by all intents and purposes, for a lot of them, forfeiting their careers because they get caught up in these dysfunctional situations with these women because they just didn't maintain the right discipline. It bothers me.
I mean,
it disappoints me because, bro, just step back. You don't even need to really go to the strip club. Just let them come to you.
James, you know how this goes, and like
it doesn't.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. And we talk about it all the time. Like when it comes to athletes, and society once again. We have this perception, like you said, especially when it comes to football players. We think because this man out here playing football, which is a physical sport, that this guy's a fucking alpha. And a lot of these players who are professional athletes, they're not blue pills. They're betas.
No, they are blue pills. They're not red pills.
Yeah. So you know what I mean. So like, bro, you wasn't getting females like that in high school, or you weren't because you was an athlete. If you weren't an athlete, you probably wouldn't have it, and then it's like, okay, you didn't get it, so once you become an athlete, now you have these attractive women who want you, and you don't know how to act. You're like a kid in the candy store. And I feel like I think because they're sports and they're supposed to be tough, but a lot of these athletes are blue pill betas, bro. That's why so many divorce happen. Why do you think these dudes lose their money? Because, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just the truth. And like, I think that, bro, just because a dude play football don't mean he tough, he alpha.
I know, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying it doesn't make it any less disappointing to me. I'm just saying my knowledge of that fact doesn't make that any less disappointing. I still find it extremely disappointing because at that point, what do we have? High value women exclusively seek pro athletes and entertainers because for black people, those are the occupational spaces that black people, inhabit in a high value capacity. It's sports and entertainment. At least that's what has been perpetuated to the masses. So the thing is, when you have gotten to the point where you reach that space, it becomes incumbent upon you to at least try to maintain better discipline for yourself. Now I get that that's not the case.
Let me go ahead and debunk that whole little high value thing. Yeah. And this is the problem right here. How in the hell does attributes that you have no control over make you high value?
You do have control.
Well, you got over the abs. You can get abs. That's about it. Bro, you don't control how tall you're going to be.
Right.
6'3".
Well, that's the theory of survival of the fittest. That means everybody ain't meant to be high value. Some people can do it and some people can't.
What I'm trying to say is, bro, I know a lot of 6'3" dudes around here who not high value. I just don't feel like there's heavy correlation with your height. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? High value doesn't fall into abs and height, and that's.
You're speaking on that from your perspective, but the idea is that.
But my perspective is a real perspective.
The idea is that high value women, and again, when I talk about a high value woman, I need to make this very clear. When I mention a high value woman, I am not talking about her intangibles. I am strictly talking about her physical appearance. Okay. That's it. I don't even know what a high value female looks like. All I am talking about is her physical appearance because as we all know,
that's a big high value.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. So the thing is, it's about what they seek. It's not about what you're saying. What you're saying is completely logical. Yeah. But it is about what they seek. And that is what they look for. So it's a process that weeds out the men who don't possess those attributes to no fault of their own. That's just the way that it is. We have no control over what they desire, is what I'm saying. So the thing is, that's what they seek. And if that's what they seek and you have that and you squander it by maintaining poor discipline, you really make yourself, as well as your contemporaries and quite frankly people who look like you, who aspire to be high value at some point, you're making them look bad. You're making everybody look bad. Mm-hmm. And I think in that instance, Haskins made everybody look bad. And I don't want to make this a video strictly about women. It's not about that. No. But my takeaway was that I just find it unfortunate that these guys get into the position that they're in through hard work. It's not privilege. They got there because they earned it through hard work. Mm-hmm. And they get there and, they are still basically pursuing women the same way that I would. And I don't have the 6-year income, or I got the abs and the height, but I don't have the income. Yeah. But the thing is just like, don't do what I would do, bro. Do it better. But you're right. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It blows me away that you're absolutely correct. These guys, it doesn't matter that they get to where they're at. They are still simple-minded, and they don't have any discipline whatsoever, and they make the dumbest of ass mistakes, and it ends up costing him an entire career. And I think that that's sad.
Well, like we said, education is a big thing, and I know growing up playing sports, we seen it. Like you said, especially when you're very talented, bro, and if you're going to NBA. Like we say, I think we put too much stock into it. We think, like people just need to be real and understand who these. Like you said, not only these people are human beings, but understand who these athletes are. No shade to other athletes, but there's not a lot of what they call the student athletes running around. Most dudes trying to just get to the league. So when you just focus on that, you know what I mean? Like say you get to the league and now you got people giving you business opportunities, but you have no business sense. You don't have all this, bro. Them dudes just get a lot of money and you still a lot that you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, unfortunately in our community it's a little more heavy, and it's like, bro, like we say, that's why, like you said, we do need more doctors. We do need to, I'm all for sports, but we need people to understand that, there's so much more than playing sports. Because, bro, the chances of, making it to the NBA, bro, is much, bro,
it's 0.15%.
30 teams, 15 man, bro, LeBron is 6'9", 260. That's the standard. You know what I'm saying? So, the idea of, you getting on the court with him is great. I'm not saying that, but I think, you know what I mean? If you can get a scholarship, bro, really take advantage and get that free education.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But, I think we just got to stop putting, I think we just got to stop treat people how they're how they are.
Mm-hmm.
Humans.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you for being a professional athlete, but you're human. We got to stop. Society makes it seem, because this guy getting millions of dollars, ironically, with his majority black, you got to do all these things. And it's like you said, realistically, we ask things of these pro athletes to do public speaking skills and stuff like that. That stuff, bro. People, you gotta learn shit like that.
We demand.
You know what I'm saying? You demand stuff
that they speak on social issues.
The thing is, and the people that demand that, they bro, half of them can't even do it.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's tough because just because you play professional sports, people, he shouldn't do that. He plays for the Sixers, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So you saying what I was saying earlier?
Yeah. I mean, I'm with it, but I just think, like you said, bro. I mean, I ain't surprised. Like you said, we I just wish people would be more real on both sides. Yeah. And just be real and you know what I'm saying, females be like, hey, if the guy ain't really feeling the guy, using the guy, just be honest with people. Be straight up. Be straight up about this stuff, man. Yeah. Cause I mean people just think they be tricking people, but some people I guess do get tricked. So, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I think what you're saying is true, but I guess ESPN and Fox would have a hard time filling up all that airtime if everybody was just being real and logical. So you got to get on.
Stories.
I know, but you got to get on TV and talk about all of this extra stuff. Black quarterback, this and
something to talk about,
and responsibility that and all of this other crap that they want to talk about. And the man was just trying to have fun and loosen up. The thing is, listen, if I had a bad week, I'm gonna tell you straight up, if I got the money. If I have a whole lot of disposable income, I'm single, no kids, and I had a bad week, I might let off some steam at the strip club. Now,
your thing,
but the thing is, I maintain, let's say I'm a VP of a big company, I maintain a certain level of responsibility to myself and my constituency. That's a big position. So you're going to tell me that because of that, I can't blow off steam at a strip club? I find that to be unreasonable. I get. That
is unreasonable. But who says that though? That's not a law.
I know that's not a law. But the thing is, that's what they were saying. I'm not putting this out there. That's what all of the sports blogs and everybody was talking about.
Yeah, I get it.
When the story broke and they was trying to come up with all of these different talking points, it was this idea that he shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't have been at the strip club, or he shouldn't be hanging out with the strippers. You shouldn't be doing that. I don't give a damn if he's not playing well or not. He's a human being who wants to let off steam. The man had a bad week. Let him hang out with strippers.
I just said he shouldn't have been a stripper because you're playing terrible.
That's
why I say he shouldn't be with strippers.
And maybe I'm just a little... And admit, maybe this is a case in which I'm just more liberal-minded than most when it comes to this sports stuff.
But you're a professional, Jay. Say, was that professional?
Why wasn't it professional? He didn't bring the strippers to the stadium.
Nah, but I'm saying, like, they were trying to make playoffs, like, from a sports competitor. From a competitor.
Yes.
I'm sad from a competitive standpoint because I know me, like, from the comedian, he should have been ready. I'm focused on the game.
I get that. What I am saying is,
you can do that.
Yes, and but the thing is, I understand what you're saying, and I feel like most people are on your side. I guess I'm a little more liberal minded. I am not offended by any pro athlete or anybody in a position of influence who isn't performing up to snuff, but is doing human activities. That does not offend me.
But like, it's different if you're a VP of a corporation because like it's not championship. I get
anybody. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
Listen,
Tom Brady could have been in the 80s. Tom Brady could have been. Let's say Tom Brady still played for the Patriots. And this Tom Brady would never do this, but I'm using an extreme example to try and make my case. If Tom Brady was playing for the Patriots and they had to play a game that decided whether they were going to get the 1 or 2 seed in the AFC, and Tom Brady threw 3 picks, for 200 yards, had 40% completion, 1 touchdown, and the Patriots lost the game. And then the story broke that Tom Brady was at a gentleman's club that night. I wouldn't be offended by that. Tom Brady and he's a professional. He plays for the Patriots. He's a quarterback and all of this kind of stuff. Playoff race, and he didn't play well. He isn't doing good. I'm not offended by the fact that after that situation, he went out and did human things. That would not rub me the wrong way. But I am acknowledging that is perhaps my own sensibilities. It does not offend me when someone does human things despite the fact that it might violate people's expectations. It's violating your own sense of sportsmanship and what that's supposed to be about. I don't give a damn what you think I should be doing. I'm going to do what I want to do.
I get that. But, in the concept of, say, team thing, it's not nothing wrong. He is human. But, they always say there's a time and place for everything. So, and, I just think, I'm not saying he can't hang with strippers.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying?
Bad timing.
Bad timing.
I get it.
Bad timing, bro. You fumbling all over the place. You playing terrible. That's not the problem. But now you go, bro, you should have been swinging on people. First of all, whoever had the camera taking pictures. You shouldn't even be getting no pictures. It's just, bro, I just think that, it was real. I think he was just real careless.
Agreed. I agree that generally speaking, he lacks discipline. I completely agree with that.
And then they said Ohio State that he got away with a lot of stuff. And, he came out early. He only played 1 year, so, bro, the NFL is about winning, bro. And at the same time, you say, yeah, you do what you want to do, but NFL, if you're not winning, you're not playing, bro.
Yeah. And so that's why I say I think he got what he deserved. He deserved to be released. And he's sitting at the crib.
And now he guess what? Tell him to call and save strippers now. Tell him to call and save strippers right now.
Show up. As long as he got the bag, they'll be there.
Man, he gonna be. He a little less cute than he was last week. I'm telling you right now.
They'll be there. He got that bag. They'll be there.
He ain't no star NFL quarterback. Hey, your boy, listen. Now you just Dwayne Haskins.
Perhaps. I don't deny.
You just Dwayne Haskins.
I don't deny that he had bad discipline. I'm just saying the talking points. Get out of here with this whole he shouldn't be doing that and that. But that's just me. That's just how I feel about it. Bad timing, good timing, what is. I know that's where we at, but I'm gonna still say what I want.
We in the ultimate. This the ultimate what do you call Royal Rumble society now. Everybody trying to throw somebody out the ring. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe because everybody can load their live, upload their Instagram. Ain't nobody safe. But that's why I say that's why the strongest survive. Because no matter what, somebody right now be watching this live video might have something to say. Somebody might say something negative. Who knows? I don't care. But everybody is saying, hey, look, I'm happy to see you on live. Let's be real about this. You know what I mean? But in general, bro, I say embrace it. That's how I like it. I'm just different. I'm always going to go against the grain. So I like people. I like the fact that I feel like there's shots being taken. You know what I mean? So you just embrace it because no matter what you do, good, bad, you know what I'm saying? People talk bad about Gandhi. People talk bad about Jesus. People talk bad about the Pope. Nobody's safe.
Ain't nobody.
Nobody's safe. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in Jesus, that man, in any story, he didn't do nothing. He never hurt nobody. Mm-hmm. And you got people who would, You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a story.
Yeah.
It's a story of a guy who never hurt nobody. And people can't stand him. It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
So that lets me know, bro, nobody's safe, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody's
People
safe.
crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would tell a quick story though, because I got a TikTok. And I be doing like, I don't do no dancing videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I was listening, I think I was doing the Ring Cardi B song, because I'm jamming. And some unnamed user said something like, "Oh, horrible song, such and such, such and such." And I'm sitting there, I'm fresh off one. I just really start cracking up, thinking that like people really sit at home, like trying to type up something that like bro, so what a horrible song you picked.
Yeah.
And he got all that right, but in my mind, I was like, bro, people really, people crazy.
Like,
so,
there's nothing better to occupy your time
God, damn, to tell me that my horrible, but listen. Every social media app comes with a comment section for a reason. So,
that don't mean everybody need to be in one.
Yeah, bro, hey, guess what? America always said the land of the free, right? Speak, everybody can speak up as you please. So that's what we at right now, bro. Say as you feel. You got a cancel culture, all this stuff going on right now. We in real live, go mode.
Yeah.
Real life go mode.
Yeah. I'll just say, man, like, listen, those are just my 2 cents, man. Like I said, and I'll say it again, I felt like Dwayne Haskins being released was he got his just desserts, or he got his, it was rightfully deserved. Like he wasn't performing and he wasn't playing well, and that's why he should have been cut. Not all of this other crap. And the COVID-19 and all of that, like, be responsible. You didn't just have compassion. Yeah, like that to me wasn't a good look. But the fact that he was hanging out with strippers, I found that to be.
That was just icing on the cake.
But I found that it to be piling on though, because it might have been cherry on the top, but I feel like people were fixated on that. Yeah. Commentators were fixated on that more so than the other things. And I'm just like, look, man, these guys are human, bro. That was my whole thing. And like with this whole black quarterback narrative, like that's just my personal opinion.
That's just somebody being dumb trying to get their toxic opinion out.
That was a lot.
Like somebody, people still sparking stuff like, bro, I don't want to hear
that. Was a large part of the discussion point, though.
ESPN, that's the news.
That was the whole thing. Yeah. The radio, Fox, ESPN, everybody was saying that.
They could just leave at the fact that he messed up.
Sure, they could.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm just saying they not do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to throw the race thing, and somehow it's got to be a race thing, which is,
Yeah.
That's just.
Yeah, I just think ultimately, Dwayne Haskins should serve as yet another cautionary tale of the importance of maintaining good discipline when you get into that point where you're trying to make it as a pro athlete. And, me personally, I just wish that a lot of these guys would learn how to make use of that discipline in more than one way, and that other way being to just kind of maintain better judgment when it comes to these women, because like you're at a point where you shouldn't have to put work in. Like everything should come to you naturally without you having to lift a finger. But I know that isn't the case. But I'm saying if this video or if anything, if this can serve as an example of how to not do things when it comes to being a pro athlete, and you're trying to maintain that part of your lifestyle when it comes to women and all of that, hopefully this can serve as that example. Like, you've reached a point where you don't have to chase, so stop doing it.
But hey, listen, they say anything worth having don't come easy. And that's just on all fronts, the level of life, bro. Like, nothing should just come easy to you. I feel like even because you're a professional athlete, women, like, pick up the litter should. Like, you have more resources to pick, but like, you think of, like...
You want to see easy, give me $1 million.
Bro, listen, you don't even need that much.
That's what I'm saying.
At the right spot, $400,
okay, so what are we talking at the right spot?
What I'm saying is like, I think on all fronts, if somebody was looking for a good man or somebody was looking for a good woman, I don't think that's something that's going to be easy. And it's proven. Look, right, it's not easy, right?
It's not even about whether you're looking for a good Good, bad, that's irrelevant. All I'm saying is when you get to the point where you're a millionaire pro athlete, don't put yourself in compromising situations that can adversely affect your career,
Yeah.
especially having to do with women. Like, don't you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to lift the finger.
Listen,
it should be the push of a button, boom, push of a button right there. You hit that red button and that's it. It's over. It's like, I don't know if that actually red button in the Oval Office where the president exists. Like, you hit the red button and it launches the missiles or some shit or whatever. You should be able to hit the button and get whatever you want.
You
That's
can.
it.
You can.
Not if you Dwayne Haskins.
But like, I think like it's a misconception of like getting what you want don't mean you getting what you want. You know what I mean? Because like you can get what you want, but most of the time it seems that what you think you're getting, that's not what you want.
I think whatever he was doing with those strippers, he was getting what he wanted.
Yeah, he just wanted a good time.
Yeah. So get that, but do it in a less embarrassing, more disciplined way.
Yeah,
and that's possible.
Just at the house by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just be smarter about it. That's all.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be one of these content creators who criticizes him for going to a strip club and hanging out with strippers. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah, like,
I know. I'm just saying in general. I'm not going to be that guy.
Yeah.
Because I think that I'm not going to hold him to an unreasonable standard of being not human.
We gotta stop like this holier than thou thing. Like that's all across the board. That's my biggest thing. People like church and all this. Like, since I like to say people judge, but we gotta stop thinking that like we hire or something. Like, bro, we all subject. I'm not perfect. I can be positive vibes all day. I don't like strip clubs, but you think that don't mean I never go to a strip club again 'cause I'm positive. I can be having a positive time right in the strip club, mind my business.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But that's not me. I'm not big on strip clubs.
I know, but you just make it. Your bigger point is still valid.
And like you say, bro, at the end of the day, real talk, like everybody deserves to live their life, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just want to say this real talk. R.P. man, Gerald Cooper, man, dude I grew up with. My brother's older. His brother, I found his brother passed. I don't know how, but I saw on Facebook. So, you know, I want to send my condolences because that was very sad. And I'm using that side note to say, like, for real, bro, I don't care black, white, whatever, bro. People got an opportunity to live their life how they want to live it. And nobody should be able to tell nobody nothing because, bro, this life is short. And if I worry about somebody saying, oh, why he in the strip club, I might miss my good time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk, I might miss my good time on life, bro, because tomorrow's not promised. So that's my only advice. Bro, people got something to say, bro. You can tell them to put it where the sun don't shine and keep moving.
And I hope Haskins is doing that.
It's tough.
I'm serious. No, I'm saying, like, I hope he is saying, I don't care if you don't like that I hung out with
It's
strippers.
hard, bro. He want to be in there, bro. It's hitting him. I'm pretty sure he like, man, he wish he could be at the facility right now.
I'm pretty sure he does.
You think about it, I do it different. Only if I...
No, I know you do it different, but I think it's unfortunate that that's the climate that we're in, where you have to take those things into account. Like, all he was doing was just doing things that a human would do.
Yeah, but like you say, but your performance was dropping too. It's one thing if the revenue going up, you've been in the company for 2 years, and every 6 months the revenue going up at your position. Okay, you go out to the strip club, I ain't mad. But if I know if I got you as the treasurer or the VP of my company, and 7 months that went by, and my increase declining, I'm not saying don't go to the strip club, but goddamn, we need to figure out why this money going down, and it don't help that you're in the strip club. You need to figure this out.
Okay.
So like, I'm more inclined to give the guy who's keeping the revenue up because he's performing, I'm going to be a little more lenient. But like, bro, you out here playing terrible and you in the strip club and the coach has had cancer. That's a death wish.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's like he did too much. You know, he was the definition of doing too much. Maybe it would have just been a strip club, but like you said, you even got your coach who got cancer. Like, he was careless.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he was careless because he wanted to hang with some strippers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you right now, he can't call none of the strippers and get that money back.
Oh, he shouldn't know. I mean, he got what he asked for. He got what he paid for, I'm pretty sure. That's the thing, man. It's just, you know.
He need a loan now. Call one, it's over with, huh?
I don't know. Hopefully he get picked back up.
Yeah, he might.
Hopefully he get another opportunity, man. But yeah, it's just, I think my big whole thing, if I'm a, cap it off, is just, I really do believe at this stage of the game that discipline is an actual skill.
Yes.
That has to be taught and learned. People don't come out of the womb discipline. And you know what I'm saying? So I think that it's important that we continue to just preach discipline at all fronts.
I think, and see, that's good that you use that real quick, because I think that's what not being taught, like even in school, like we tend to say all these things. They say be hard worker, be dedicated, do all these things. And yes, we just see them as words. But in reality, all those things are skills, bro. And it takes work. And anything that's a skill, that means it takes work. So hard work doesn't happen without you taking steps. You know what I mean? Discipline doesn't happen without taking steps. But we don't take. They just say, "Oh, you need to be disciplined," but nobody's telling you that this is an actual teaching you how to be disciplined. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a skill. And I can't. I'm still not where it's at. It's tough, bro. It's tough. And like, you know, but bro, I just say you got one life to live, bro. We here for a good time, not a long time. So you know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? And of course, not talking about all women. It just might feel like it sometimes. You know? So, you know, but all I can say is, bro, you know, for real, man. Positive vibes on everybody. You know, Dwayne Haskins, hope he gets another job. You know, hope he gets another opportunity, because everybody deserves a second chance. Even though, you know, that's a whole nother discussion, because in America sometimes they don't want to get a second chance. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Yeah. But I would like to see him get another chance if possible. And, you know, if anybody don't take anything away from this podcast, if you're in your feelings, then that means you probably got some soul searching to do, which is cool, because we all get to that point in life sometimes. So that's cool. I don't think anybody should feel any type of way about it. You know, but you know, like you said, somebody gonna have some people twist your words. But I just hope that at the end of the day, people can see this video and just understand that no matter who you are, bro, it's like, stop blaming outside problems to that saying that, stop limiting yourself with the thought of opportunity because a couple things don't go your way or a couple things are not in your favor, bro. It's not meant to be easy, bro. Jordan was cut from his basketball team. You know what I mean? The man lost 7 years straight before he could win 6 rings. So, like, that's just life, bro. Like, it ain't gonna be cookies and cream. It ain't gonna be peaches and cream. It's meant for the strongest to survive. And people need to understand that, like, you got an opportunity. What we doing, anybody can do. I'm not saying don't, but like, everybody has opportunity. Yeah. Slavery didn't have opportunity. They had minimum opportunity. That's the difference. There's a large scale of opportunity for black, white, everybody. Not saying it's on the same level field all the time, but there's opportunity. Yeah. So when people focus on opportunity, things can change. I know that for a fact. Yeah. You know. So man, that'll be There's a lot of different lessons that I guess you can learn from the situation, but you know, speaking of opportunity, just don't let him. You know, look at Dwayne Haskins as an example of how you can better seize your opportunity, how not to squander your opportunity. But yeah, on that note, man, I co-sign with that sentiment as well, and I also hope that he gets another opportunity. He's too young to not get another opportunity, though. But I think he might not be that good either. But if he works hard enough, he can work his way back in. I think, you know, honestly, NFL, though, man, quarterbacks, you got to be mentally strong. I don't think he's mentally stable to probably be a quarterback. I don't want to go there. He might take that the wrong way. But I just don't think, you know, the way, I don't know if he just can handle that position. It's not meant for everybody. Like, it's a leader position. Yeah, but the book isn't written on that. Like, he can learn a valuable lesson after this experience and buckle down and just get smarter and just not make the same mistakes. But I feel like, unfortunately, situations like this, not saying he won't get opportunity, but I think, you know, situations like that, I just think that he's just one of them guys who, like, it's just going to be your story. Like, it's just, I think you just one of the guys that this happened to. I just think that might be the case. I don't see, not saying that he won't get a second chance, but I don't see, like, 4 years from now, Dwayne Haskins came back. I'm not saying that he's going to be a star. I'm saying he'll get another chance. Yeah. I didn't say he was going to be a great player. I'll say this. That number 15 pick, I just think it didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think it panned out. At the end of the day, for whatever reasons, I don't think that number 15 pick was a good draft pick. Like many other cases. Right, like many other cases. So, I mean, you can make the case that he was picked too high. All I'm saying is that it's too early to just write the book on it and say that he won't get another chance. I mean, Terrell Pryor became a receiver
because he just couldn't cut it as a quarterback.
How did that work out?
It added more life to his career. It added years to his career.
Got some checks.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is the book ain't written.
Yeah, but Dwayne Haskins ain't that athletic. He can't do nothing.
I'm just trying to keep hope alive for the brother, man. You can work hard. If you work hard, you can mold yourself into something better.
Guess what? Or he can also just like really, come to grips and say, man, maybe I'm not cut out for it, and let me go talk to younger football and find a career.
Perhaps, man. Yeah, that's the case. All I'm saying is it can go either way. I mean, Ja'Cory Harris is a firefighter in Miami right now.
Damn, he won a national championship.
No, he didn't. Ja'Cory Harris
I'm thinking
at UM.
I'm thinking of Harris. I'm thinking of Chris Lee.
No.
I got that confused.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Harris went to UM in Northwestern. Yeah, he a firefighter now in Miami. But you know what I'm saying? Who's to say? All I'm saying is it can go either way. But Haskins, the book ain't written on him, so let's just see. But bro, you gotta be smarter, man. Make better decisions, man. You gotta be more disciplined. All the rest of y'all pro athletes out there, y'all need to be more disciplined and make smarter decisions because this media and this social media, as we all know, it'll be the end of you. And all they looking is for a chance for you to have a bad game, and then you do something that's very much human, and they gonna blow it up all over the internet, and then it becomes a PR situation for the employer, and then you end up losing your job. And it's completely unfair and unreasonable, but that's the world that we live in when we have a society full of people who ain't did shit and can't have shit, so they want to bring down others who have worked to get something. Mm-hmm. And that's the world that we live in now.
And like I say, man, that's why you got to watch how you move, bro. Watch how you move, bro. People just need to really take note and realize energy and all that kind of stuff and where you putting your time at, because, like I say, bro, we ain't guaranteed tomorrow. So, I'm trying to get the most out of life. And the only way to do that is by surviving. So you need to,
Yeah.
But at the same time, bro, love, peace, and happiness to everybody, man. Happy New Year 2021.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hugs and kisses and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I hope everybody succeed this year. If you're watching, we appreciate you. I know I appreciate you on the PVO page, Conscious Approach. This is the first time doing this, and get more comfortable, but
Yeah.
This is good the way good. What's that, Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah, now y'all go to Top Flight and hang out.
Yeah, right. Yeah. On that note, man, definitely like and comment on this video if you like the commentary in this video. Please hit the subscribe button, please. I very much appreciate the support. I appreciate the support of everyone who we have been able to gather into the community thus far. We're gonna continue to try and push out good content where we can, where applicable. We are not a clickbaiting, sensationalized platform. We just try to apply some logic to the conversation. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, please. Definitely check out consciousapproach.com for the full content library. You can follow me on Instagram at JVWins. You can also follow me on Twitter. You can search JVWins there. I think we live on Facebook right now. You can follow me. The Conscious Approach, we also have a Conscious Approach page on Facebook, so you can look that up too, as well as my own Facebook page. Search Javis Ogden, Javis Ogden. You can find Dave Nero G on Instagram at 305_and_beyond, as well as the PVO Apparel Instagram page, pvo.apparel. You can also check out the apparel line on the website, pvoapparel.store. So we got big things going, man. We just gonna keep the movement going, try and put some logic into this crazy world because it's just not enough of it. On that note, man, good luck to you, Mr. Dwayne Haskins, man. I hope you find your footing, man. Just be careful, make better decisions.
Somebody need to find Dwayne Haskins, tell him to get in contact with me, because he right now, he need a hustler anthem hoodie too. We all got hustle. We got to get that hustle up this year, man. Just go ahead.
Somebody find Dwayne Haskins and let him know about the video.
He got a hustle too.
Yeah, he got a hustle. Yeah,
hey, this the year of the hustlers. I'm excited. For real. And the next 6 months gonna get interesting. So salute all the real hustlers, salute all the people who stand up too very. One thing about history always repeats itself. And a lot of people, gonna come up out of this thing in 2 or 3 years, they're gonna create something new. We ain't gonna know, it's look crazy right now, but it's gonna be some change in a couple of years. Some people gonna make it out. You're gonna have some real hustlers who coming about the situation. So that's all I can say.
All right, we'll see. Well,
I'm optimistic, but I think that's where it's headed.
The next 6 months are going to be interesting to say the least, and that includes for myself as well. So on that note, man, episode 29 is in the books. Until next time, we gonna holler at y'all, man. But we signing off for this particular video. Peace.
Peace, man. Peace. Holla at you.